Woo! What a win for the Dogs. If you're listening to the show, you've come to the right place. If you're ecstatic, if you're looking forward to doing it again on Saturday, you've come to the right spot. This is Baxter Street Boys. I'm your host, Cole Wilcox, joined by my co-host, Griff and Rudy. Today, Jake, again, is out of commission. Again, he promises he hasn't quit the show. But he is out of commission again today. It's me and Griff. We're here to talk all things Dogs. We had a couple big wins this week. Like I said, we have another big one coming up on Saturday. And we have a lot to talk about, so I don't want to waste any time with the intro. If you're watching this video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys a lot. Without further ado, no commercials, no ads. Roll the tape, baby.
It's the Dogs! It's the Sandler, baby!
Now he's running over people. Just stepped on their face with a hobnail boot.
The freshman just ran it back to Philadelphia. No! Goal! Your sideline, and it's intercepted. Intercepted. Keely Ringo. Touchdown, Georgia.
I know I'm asking a lot, you guys, but hunker it down one more time.
Griff, you were at the game. Talk to me about it a little bit.
I was at Silver Dollar.
I thought you went in.
I was at the game.
I thought you went in for some reason. You were in Athens, though. You were on
I
campus.
was in Athens. Dude, Athens was freaking buzzing. I haven't been out in the whole game day experience in a hot minute. I went to the Kentucky game, but I really wasn't in everything. I didn't go out or anything after whatever. But I was in it all day on Saturday, and dude, it filled my cup right up. It was so freaking awesome. It was such a good day. Such a good day.
Love that. Yeah, man. It's no place like it on Saturday, Athens. It was buzzing. You could hear it on TV. Kirk and Chris talked about it a lot, how much it was affecting the game. Yeah, I mean, when it's time to show out, we show out. There's a little bit of fatigue there. I mean, listen, I don't go to games when we play App State. I don't go to games when we play Vanderbilt. It's just it's just the fatigue of it, and that's fine. But when it's a big game and it's time to get rowdy, Sanford Stadium gets rowdy, and that's all you can really ask for.
As rowdy as they come, too, man. It's hard for people to say that Sanford Stadium isn't a tough place to play when we've lost one game there in 5 years.
And so, people are like, well, they just had really, really good teams. Yeah, that's fair, but there's a lot of really, really good teams that's lost at home in that time span. We've played tough home games. So, yeah, you can say what you want. None of that really matters. Clearly, it's a very tough place to play. Georgia, we play very, very good at Sanford Stadium. And since Kirby's been there, it's been hard to win there. It's been very, very hard to win there.
Extremely hard. How many times he lost at home? Let's see.
Let's see. Tennessee that first year, I think, is the only one.
That first year.
Was that at
home? It was homecoming.
So he's lost 3 home games.
Georgia Tech, were they at home that year? I think they might have been. 3 that first year.
So he lost more in the first year than he's lost the rest of his career.
3 times more.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. Yeah, it's been good. When you go to Sanford Stadium, you pretty much expect to win. So that's fun. Not
even pretty much. You expect to win, and most of the time in dominant fashion.
So speaking of the win, it was dominant, man. It's where does this rank in terms of regular season games? Some of the best that we've played since Kirby's been there. Where does this rank?
I don't know. Maybe in the top 10. It's tough because it is Ole Miss, and I just
know.
We went into it
being
that we just can't take them that seriously.
No, never would.
But it was a fun game. It was super.
It's up there with. The Notre Dame games were fun. Tennessee last year's number 1, always will be. And Arkansas was fun. We've had good ones, but that one was just you always get the hype, Lane Kiffin, blah, blah, offense. He might give us some stuff we can't, whatever. You had all that jazz going on. And then we just go out and just absolutely smack them around like we kind of expected us to. We hope that we knew we were capable of doing. We hope to see it. Ole Miss is not physical. Ole Miss does not have the athletes that we have up front, especially. They have athletes in playmaking areas, but not in the trenches up front where it matters. We pushed them around. We got to the second half and just leaned on them. They couldn't keep up with us. It was dominant fashion. It's the best we've looked all year. And again, I got to thinking on Saturday, I forget who I was watching. Bama killed Kentucky. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know where we stack up because Missouri and Tennessee this was early on. I was like, Missouri and Tennessee are in a battle. Like Tennessee's been beaten by a couple teams, and Bama killed Tennessee. So like, where do we really stack up? And then this game showed me all I need to know. Like we're still the best team in the country.
It's and who cares about freaking college football playoff rankings? Those guys are morons. They prove
we're gonna get a live viewing of it because they come out in 1 minute. So
oh dang, I forgot about that. They come out on Tuesdays.
Yep.
It's so weird they come out on Tuesdays. I feel like they should just do that on Sunday.
Yeah, I know.
How much do they really have to talk about that?
Right. It can't be that hard. It's just a show. It's just the whole product. They don't want to compete with the NFL, which I get.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But yeah, dude, it was awesome. Honestly, one thing I was kind of disappointed with Ole Miss for sure was I didn't think their fan base was that strong to begin with. But dude, they just were lame, kind of. Like they were talking a little bit like before.
How about on Twitter?
No, in person. Like, because there were a lot in Athens. Like, there were a lot of people at Silver that were like, Ole Miss fans. One dude was like, I was just like cutting it up with him, and he was like, "Yeah, we know we're gonna get killed." I was like, "Shut up! Like, talk some freaking stick, man!" Like, and they got a little fired up at the beginning when they scored that first touchdown, which I was never even coming close to getting worried after that first touchdown because
we give up first touchdowns, dadgummit.
Yeah, we do. But dude, I was never worried at that point. But they were all hotty toddy, gosh almighty. And dude, after we started killing them, I started yelling, hotty toddy, gosh almighty, y'all are getting your ass whooped right to their face, dude. Just like there are these dudes that were like right above me, and I was just screaming at them. But
that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
It was just a beatdown of all purpose. Our offense is elite.
It's humming. Let's talk about a few people on offense. Number one, the return of the greatest player to ever wear the Georgia G. I mean, that guy is not human.
He's awesome, man.
He's the best. Like, I'm so glad he got to play in his final home game. He got the touchdown. Like, it was literally like he never left. He was perfectly fine.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's insane. When he made that first jump cut, and I was just like, I don't know how he's not hurt right now. Like, I was physically hurting watching him do it. He's just different. Like,
he's a robot.
You can't compare him to anybody else.
Not human.
Him being back just adds so much. Like, he's just such a good playmaker. He can do it all. He's a good blocker. So having him back was huge. I think the guy that stole the show though was number 2, Kendall Milton.
No doubt. I think him and Dejon kind of stole the show. We ran the ball down their throat.
Well, we know what Dejon has. Like,
yeah,
we've seen it. Kendall Milton, welcome
back. Welcome back
to your potential. That there is what we've dreamed about Kendall Milton being since we signed him in, what was that, 2019 cycle? Mm-hmm. He looked so explosive. It was the most explosive he's looked probably since he's been on campus. He was running over people. He was diving for the end zone. He was breaking away. Like, it was special.
There were 2 runs in that game where I was like, oh my gosh, like Kendall Milton is like an NFL back. And it was the one where he broke away, just like, right up the gut, just exploded out of there and scored. And then the one where he scored in the red zone where he just ran that man over. We haven't seen that from Kendall, maybe ever. No. And I mean, that was like, oh crap. Like,
it's
this
adds very, very clear. It's been speculation up until now. It's very, very clear that the man has not been healthy. Well, he's healthy now.
Adds such another element to our offense too. And our offense was already good, guys. Like, our offense was humming without the best player in college football. And now we've got him back, plus this new healthy Kendall Milton. Like, guys, when we sit here and start talking about three-peat, it just keeps getting closer and closer. And who's going to stop us? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, and Carson Beck literally didn't get touched all night. Like,
Carson Beck is
our offensive line played outstanding. Those guys, they took a lot of criticism early in the year. They're humming. Like, our offense is humming on all cylinders.
Our wide receivers are playing incredible. Ladd, I mean, that route that he ran that should have been a touchdown, but Carson just kind of underthrew him.
Yeah.
Dude, that route was insane.
Ladd's balling. Glad to follow.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dominic
We're too
Lovett.
good.
Rah, had a good game. Yeah. We're loaded. We have no issues on offense. There's no one in the country that should stop us. We've reached that level where it doesn't matter what defense we face, we're going to score. And I don't think we've ever really, truly been able to say that about a Georgia team ever with confidence. No. I mean, last year I was pretty confident we could score on just about anybody. This year I know for a fact we can score on anybody. Mm-hmm. Defensively, 2 out of the first 3 drives they score a touchdown. I'm sitting there thinking, well, it might be a shootout, but I like us in a shootout just because I think Ole Miss cannot possibly stop us from scoring. And then they just flexed. They completely flexed. I thought we started getting a lot of good pressure. Our secondary played really, really well.
Really well.
Like, Kamari last year is complete clamps at all times.
He's on.
Von Bullard's awesome. I mean, they don't even throw at Malachi Starks, like, literally ever.
You can't. He's just
Taki Smith in coverage is phenomenal. It was a display after that first couple of drives, and really they hit a pretty big play the first drive. They had the 3rd and 15 that they converted. Like, whatever. All right, they go down the field, they score.
They got a 4th down on that first drive too.
Right. So it's just one of those things where they had a good drive. They gritted some things out. They scored on us. Whatever. And then we just started stuffing the run. I mean, C.J. Allen is the real deal. Holy cow.
Deal, bro. Oh, my gosh.
I love our linebacker.
JDJ didn't play in this game, bro.
No. JDJ didn't play. Smile is very fast. But, like, just looking at game speed, C.J. Allen looked different. He's going to be a weapon, man. Like when we do play in Atlanta, and we got to make sure Milroe doesn't escape. Like, it might be C.J. Allen sitting there spying him because he can move. And he's instinctual. He's fast. When he had the sack on a spy, I think. He was spying. One of them did. And he saw the quarterback stay in the pocket, and it was just like, boom, sack. Like, he's instinctual. He can play. I'm very, very excited about C.J. Allen. He's awesome. He's the real deal. Him and Raylan Walker got some run together, which is sick.
I'm about to expose one of our friends, Cole, because I can't let this slide. And I told him I was going to tell you that he said this, but I didn't tell him I was going to say it on the pod. But I was watching the game with Shane Marshall for a lot of it. I was standing next to him for most of it. And he was telling me before the game how much better he thought Jackson Dart was than Carson Beck. And I was like, get out of here. You're crazy. Like, what are you saying?
That's a foul opinion.
I cannot walk away from that and not let somebody know that he said that.
Yeah, that's vile opinion. It's just wrong. I don't want to call him wrong, but he's wrong. Jackson Dart, fine quarterback, makes some good throws.
He's fine. He's
a very good athlete. Carson Beck is a top 5 quarterback in college football.
Yep, sure is.
But yeah, just going along the defense, man. The defensive line I thought played outstanding. Yes, we gave up a few runs off the edge again. That worried me a little bit. We kind of cleaned that up. The interior defensive line has been playing so well all season long.
So good, dude.
Like,
anytime they ran between the tackles, I was never like, oh, they're gonna get some yards here. Like, no,
yeah.
It was just stuffed every single time.
No one's running between the tackles on us all year long. No one, and no one should. Our interior is too good. Hall played a lot of good snaps for us. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see TID get fully back healthy so he can be in the rotation more often.
Yep.
But we're getting healthy at the right time. Marius Mims coming back. We forgot to mention him talking about offense.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, come on.
What a piece to add just randomly right here in the middle of the season.
Yeah, it's super nice whenever you can get 2 locked in first round draft players back on your team. That really does give you a lot of help.
Definitely doesn't hurt. But yeah, just a special performance all around. I mean, everybody's clicking on all cylinders. I love that scene where our defense is giving up our second touchdown, and it pans to the sidelines, and Schumann's got the whole defense rallied around him, and he's just cooking something up over there. He's just in the kitchen. Kirby's like, "Shoot, get in the kitchen, Haas," and he's out there just freaking. He's just going on that board. He's looking up, pointing, like look, boom, boom, and then we don't give another point the rest of the game.
Dude, Glenn Schumann is a dog.
Yeah, he's great. So, all in all, like we said, I mean, there's really nothing to be upset about. I don't even really know what else to talk about. Like, it was just name a player, they probably played good.
Yeah. I mean, after I saw our offense on that first drive, I was like, we are going to score as much as we want in this game.
At will. It was some of the most surgical drives we've had all year.
It was unbelievable. It was just such a fun game to watch. Like, like it's always fun to watch a sweater every now and then, and like really, like the Ohio State game last year. I'll never forget watching that game, the Rose Bowl. But these are also just like not just as fun, but as close as you can get to watching it as one of those, because you're just lining it up and there's never any doubt in your mind, but you're playing so well that it's just like just dogging somebody who people thought had a chance against you, and then you knew they didn't.
Yeah. I think this was the week where everyone's like, okay, Georgia might still be the best team in the country.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's anything else to say about that before we move on?
Not really, other than just what a win. Yeah. Athens, you win
Shout
again.
Out.
Also,
yeah, that's how you take care of business at home. Before we preview Tennessee, let's talk a little bit about Hoop Dawgs.
Yes, sir.
Big time win this week against Wake Forest.
That's freaking
big time home win. That was massive. I started doing a little bit of research because I don't know much about Wake Forest, and they're projected to finish like 4th or 5th in the ACC this year.
No, they're pretty good. They've got some really, really good players.
So that's a really big win. We were up big for a lot of the game. They kind of came back, made it close towards the end, but we played really well. Noah Thomason played really well. We just got to let these guys gel because they're going to continue to get better. Like, it's all transfers. Like, that doesn't just happen overnight. And the more they gel, there's a lot of talent there. They're going to start playing better and better. We have a little bit of a gauntlet still left. I think we have a cupcake. Then we play Florida State. I don't know.
No, we play Miami next. We play Miami next.
Oh, and that's a tournament too.
Yeah,
that's a tournament.
And then we play somebody at Cupcake, and then go to Florida State.
Okay, is that Florida State?
Yeah, it is.
That could be a big resume building win, even if Florida State's not that good. Wins on the road are just huge for the RPI. So yeah, that's they're playing really well. I'm excited. Like, they're fun to watch. They're legitimately.
I think one thing that's super different about this Georgia basketball team than a lot that we've watched in the past, like since I started watching at least, is we have a lot of guys on this team who can score the basketball in we got a lot of them who can do it in their own way. And when I look back on other Georgia teams, it's kind of been one guy that if they don't play good and you can't rely on them, then the game plan's kind of dead. Like Yonte Mayton, when JJ Frazier wasn't playing good, when Anthony Edwards didn't play good, when Terry Roberts didn't play good last year, it looked super good, like bleak. But we got a lot of guys on this team who can step up and score the basketball. So I think that's big time.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt about it. Yeah, I'm excited about them. Chua had a good game. He's just a big body.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's a huge. And we're still getting Sunahara back. Sunahara is coming back soon, hopefully. And he was one of the biggest transfers we got.
Yeah, he's good. Good.
Silas Damari is awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, Silas Damari is the man. Dude, Chua is one of the biggest players I've ever seen on a basketball court. I mean that too. He's huge.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. We'll talk more about it after the Miami game. Miami's really, really good again. That's gonna be a really tough game.
They still have what was that guy's name? Was it Nigel?
Something? Yeah, they have Hayes and they have Omir from the final.
Yeah, Omir. That's the one I'm thinking of.
So yeah, it's it'll be fun. Well, what day do they play? Do you know?
I think it's Friday.
Bracket.
I think it's Friday. I'm gonna check.
Okay. That'll be fun.
Yeah, Friday at 3:30. 3:30.
That's a weird time for a Friday. I was looking at that bracket. It's the battle for Atlantis, right?
I'm not sure. Dang it, dude.
Battle
Michigan State not going to cover.
No, they did not. Yeah. Here we go. I got the bracket pulling up right now. This is bad podcasting. I should have had this ready. So yeah. Okay, it's just a 14 tournament. So it's us against Miami, and then Kansas State versus Providence, and then if we win, we play the winner of that for the championship. And if we lose, we play loser.
I like that. Two good resume builders right there if you can win.
Definitely. Oh, massive resume builder. Absolutely huge.
And then two good games to, figure out figure out yourself versus good teams. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great test. I love that Mike White scheduled them. We got to win that one. All right. Now it's time to preview what was our best show last year. Man, that was
close.
That was fun. That was just a week of just nonsense, man. You couldn't draw it up any better. Tennessee comes in thinking they're the best team in the country. They beat Alabama.
One.
They
fraudulent ranked number
middle
one.
of the Alabama team at home with the help of pretty much everything that could possibly happen right in that game. And they thought they crowned Josh Heupel a top 3 coach. Josh Heupel, listen, I'm here to explain to y'all, has never been an elite coach. He's a good coach. He's never been an elite coach. He will never be an elite coach. What separates the elite coaches from guys like Josh Heupel? Josh Heupel always has a good game plan going into the game. As soon as that game plan is stopped, that dude is deer to headlights. You can't point to me a game where he's just made these like incredible halftime adjustments. The dude is the same. Whatever you get is what you get. If you can stop him early, you're going to kill Tennessee.
Even against not very good teams. Like, who was that team they played? Austin Peay? Is that who I'm thinking of early in the year? When they just looked so sloppy for the whole game and just nothing ever changed. Like, even then, like and then when it works, like they beat teams like UConn 60-0 or whatever. But like, you figure it out early, then they're going to be in trouble.
Kirby will coach circles around this dude. Our staff compared to their staff, there's genuinely no comparison. Missouri, they fresh off an absolute beatdown at Missouri. Missouri took care of business against them.
Cody Schrader had an all-time game. I mean, 200 yards on the ground at 100 yards.
Did you watch the game, Griff?
Yeah, I watched a lot of it at the bar before.
Did you see Drinkowitz use his timeouts at the end of the game?
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'm officially a Drinkowitz guy. I was hoping so bad. Like, they ran the score up on him last year. Everybody's talking about it. It was just so lame. And Heupel used our playoff resume. Dude, that don't freaking matter. Like, nobody cares that you're throwing bombs in the fourth quarter. Like, that just looks bad on you. And that's what he used because he's soft. And Drinkowitz
playoff resume.
And Tennessee
playoff resume.
Tennessee runs out a freaking field goal unit to kick a sad field goal down 100. Drinkowitz calls a timeout, ices the son of a gun, and the dude goes out there and misses it. It was so freaking funny. Oh my God, I was dying laughing. They just clowned him.
Clowned him, bro. I could tell. I kind of felt like that game was going to go that way after we played Missouri. And it was so weird because that all week that line was just so odd. Like,
it was one of the worst.
Why was Tennessee a 2.5-point favorite in that game by the end of it? I don't know.
I genuinely don't know.
But I mean, dude, Missouri is a physical team.
Missouri is better than Tennessee. Like, that was no fluke. Missouri, if they played 10 times, Missouri would win at least 8 of them.
Yeah,
100%.
They are 100% the better team, and it's really not. It's not super close.
I don't know. It's not. It's really not. Tennessee. So on Saturday, what we have to do, and I think everybody knows this, same game plan as last year. You make them one-dimensional, they have no chance. If we prove that we can go hat on a hat and stop their run, which we can, we will kill them. If they start gassing us in the run game and we have to commit more, there's going to be some plays to be made. But the difference is it'll have to be Joe Milton making them.
Yeah.
Not Hendon Hooker, not Cedric Tillman, not Jalen Hyatt. It's going to be freaking Joe Milton, and it's going to be guys like Squirrel White and what's the dude's name with the funny name?
I don't know.
Dude, what's his Nimrod? His last name's Nimrod.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough.
But, dude, and then freaking you got Kamari Lassiter guarding one of these guys. That guy's never going to touch the ball.
Like, it's going to take a heroic performance from Joe Milton. And I don't even think Tennessee fans believe that can happen.
No. There's no way. At this point, they have to know that they were wrong in all facets about Joe Milton. If there's any hope left in that,
they try to act like they weren't. They were like, "Oh, it was the media hopping him up." Get the heck out of here!
I guarantee you, I can find hundreds of tweets saying Joe Milton is going to win the Heisman the next year. after that freaking Orange Bowl, especially. And y'all beat a Clemson team that is what's their record this year? 6-4 in the ACC. Not good, guys. Not good. Not good at all. So Tennessee is just delusional. They're the worst fan base in the country. They have the lowest IQ of any college football fan base I've ever seen. And I hate them to all ends of the earth, deeply in my heart. And, hate is a strong word. And when I say it, I mean it. So,
yeah, there's no one I hate worse. Genuinely, I could watch them lose all 12 games, and it would never, ever, ever, ever get old. They just have an air about them, man. They don't understand ball. They know no ball. They are so confused on what reality is. And all I pray for is that we don't come out flat after clinching the East. This game doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because in my opinion, we're going to have to beat Bama anyway to get in the playoffs. So the game has no meaning other than pride and the fact that we live in North Georgia, and I want no part of seeing any Tennessee fan. So we have to go out there and we have to come out quick. Don't even let them think they have a chance. Tennessee's down. Like, dude, they're beaten so bad right now. They're scarred. They're crawling to the finish line. If we come out and kick them in the face early, they'll fold. They will fold like Cade Mays' dad in that freaking folding chair.
Everybody wants to talk about how great Neyland Stadium is. Neyland Stadium, best atmosphere in the country, Knoxville, Tennessee, baby. Well, I'll tell you what. Your sorry football team is going to take the air out of that stadium faster than you can sing Rocky Top, because we're going to jump on them so quickly that no one's going to even want to stay for the rest of the game. That stadium will be dead by the midway through the second quarter. So just go ahead and look forward. I hope you spent money on tickets and you can't buy food for 2 weeks because of it.
Yeah.
I don't know how expensive tickets are to that game. But
I don't either. I haven't looked. I feel like there's going to be a lot of red in that stadium.
It has to.
I don't know if you know this, Griff. I don't know if you know this or not.
For a Tennessee fan.
But they have a home win streak they've been talking about.
Home win streak, huh?
Yeah, they get this home win streak they've been talking about. They didn't lose there last year. They hadn't lost there this year.
Oh. So I know a team who hasn't lost there in like 3 years.
The rankings just came out. Tennessee's at 18.
18? That's kind of high for me.
It is. They're 7-3 at 18. I don't know about that, but not really been making a decision,
Yeah, not us. We don't get a say in that, sadly. But I don't. I'm not. No, 18 is a little too high for me. They should probably still be ranked, but not in the top 25.
Yeah.
LSU at 15 is kind of mind-boggling to me.
They're 15.
I just turned it on. Yeah.
Ole Miss only dropped a couple spots of 13. I think that's fair. I mean,
that's absolutely fair.
They don't deserve to get penalized because they lost the best team in the country. Honestly, everything right now. Like, I want to beat Tennessee bad. This is why I don't like Tennessee being late in the year, because I knew this was going to happen. I told every Tennessee fan at the beginning of the year, but we're going to decide the East in November. I'm going. I'm like, well, don't expect to go there to decide in the East, because y'all got a bunch of losable games before that, and y'all are not going to be very good. And here we are. Now it's still exciting because it's Tennessee, and we should kill them. But, like, it's just a lose-lose for me at this point. Like, either we kill them, and it's like they're going to fold. They're done. They're out of it. They're not excited anymore. Or we're going to come out and look horrible, and they're going to tell me, oh, yeah, we took Georgia to the wire. It's just one of those. I wish we still played them early in the year.
Yeah. And see, like,
Missouri at 9 is great, dude. Missouri is a top 10 team in this country. 100%.
Last year it was so perfect too, because they went into that game and they had all the hope in the world, and we got to just absolutely rip their heart out of their chest and destroy them.
Fantastic, man. It was cinema.
True. And then they let Shane Beamer put the nail in the coffin.
Who might not have a job next year.
Yeah. Sorry, team there.
Yeah. Like I said, let's talk a little bit game, the actual game, not the semantics of it.
Yeah.
Listen, we have the better quarterback. We have the better offensive line. We have the better running backs. We have the better receivers. We have the better defensive line. We have the better linebackers. We have the better secondary. We have the better coaching staff. We have the better special teams. We have the better depth. Put plain and simply, if we lose this game, it'll be one of the worst losses of Kirby Smart's career. These are games where it is a tough spot. You're coming off a big win. You're coming off the last home game. You're coming off the week where you clinched the East. But when you're just this much better than a team, you got to go put them on the ground. It's time to put them on the ground.
And see, the thing about that is, while for a lot of teams, like I think that all that letdown stuff, big letdown spot would kind of worry him. But for Georgia, dude, I think Kirby Smart just absolutely hates everybody, especially in the East. And he is out on a mission to destroy everyone in the SEC every time he walks on the field against them. And especially when he's across from Josh Heupel and his gimmicky offense that I know Kirby hates to play against. Or maybe he loves to because it's so freaking stupid and he can lock it up. But
we're built to stop this offense. And you're right. Like, we don't have any letdown spots. And what I feel so comfortable about these games is, like, even if it's a close game at halftime, I want everyone to take a giant deep breath, because Tennessee has no depth whatsoever. Like, that's when we beat teams. That's when we beat teams. Right. They might come out for a half. They might hit a big play or two. Their crowd will be in it for a little bit. It's not going to be that loud. They're out of it. I'm telling you, they're out of it. I live around 1,000 Tennessee fans. I see them every day. I talked to multiple today. They're out of it. They're checked.
They can sit there and act like they're the best fan base in the country and they get up for every game, all they want. They are not that excited about this game. They can't be. There's no reason to be. Your season is over.
They're just trying to play spoiler. But we have so much depth. Like, that's when we're going to lean on teams towards the end. And I feel very comfortable in spots like this where you just know that we have the better depth, which is pretty much against pretty much every team we're going to play until Atlanta. Like, we're going to be able to lean on them late. So just beat them down early, and then we'll put them away late.
Yep, no doubt.
That's really my only take on that game.
We really just we just got to do what we got to do, and I'd love to see Carson Beck have a great day again.
He's firmly in the Heisman race, Griff.
He's firmly in
the odds lately.
Yeah, Bo Nix is like a odds-on favorite right now.
Well, it's gone down a little bit. I don't know what. I think the Jane Daniels hype has changed a lot of it.
Dude, I get it, but also at the same time, like, I don't know. If they're going to keep going by what the award has been given out on the past few years, then it probably should be Carson Beck at the end of the year if he finishes really strong. But if they want to, like, change the criteria, then go pick someone else, I guess. But
what do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like it usually goes to the best player on the best team at that point.
I think that's a little bit far-fetched. I think there's been times. I mean, there's been plenty of times where it hasn't. I mean, in recent history, Lamar Jackson, RG3, Johnny Manziel, like, it can happen. And honestly, and truly, Jaden Daniels should win the freaking Heisman Trophy. He's the best player in the country. 100%.
He's awesome.
But Beck should definitely be invited. He's now currently has the 5th best odds. Bo Nix is plus 110. Jane Daniels is plus 320. Penix plus 380. Marvin Harrison Jr. plus 475. And Beck plus 4,000. So a big drop off there. Milroe's actually sitting there at plus 5,000. If he'd have started off hotter, he'd be firmly in that mix. He's going nuts right now.
Yeah, he is. I think Penix. I don't think he really. I think he's kind of out of it.
He's lost it. He'd have to go crazy in like the Pac-12 championship, maybe.
Because I feel like
Beck with the big win in it this week. If Beck puts on a show in Atlanta, he'll give the guys something to think about. 100%.
Yeah.
And look who's moved back into the spot we deserve.
We're number 1 again.
The Georgia Bulldogs back
Let's
to number 1,
go, baby,
where we belong.
Oh my gosh,
that is where we belong. That's where we should have been from the start. And we're the best team in the country.
Yeah, we are. We showed it on Saturday.
We'll end the show with that. I mean, that's a good place to. That's the grand finale right there. We waited until the rankings come out. We're number 1. None of this matters. It's actually good. Like, everyone's like, it don't matter. Like, us being number one in the country gives us the wiggle room. It really does. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of
there's some things that's going to happen over these next few weeks. It's going to shock some people. There's not going to be a bunch of 12-0 teams sitting there at the end of the year. I'm just telling you. There can only be one in the Big Ten. Florida State is not invincible. They're not invincible.
And
Washington's going to lose Saturday. And Oregon still has some losable games coming up. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. If
Dude,
any of those
here's something that nobody has talked about, but I don't know if it's a possibility or not.
Here we go. Talk to me.
Louisville is 10-1, 9-1 right now. And what if they go to the ACC championship and beat Florida State or 12-1?
They got to be in. Well,
do they?
No, they wouldn't jump the Pac-12 champion. But if Washington was to lose a game and then beat Oregon again, then they might have a chance. Louisville, in that case, here let's talk it through. If Louisville beats Florida State, number one, that's their only good win of the season.
Yeah.
Number two,
Notre Dame win was kind of nice.
Notre Dame stinks. I'm tired of acting like Notre Dame's good. They stink.
It was an all right win, though.
Yeah,
that's probably their best win up to this point.
Definitely their best win. So they beat Florida State. They won the worst conference in the country. So you take the SEC champion, you take the Big 12, or no, scratch the Big 10 champion, and you take the Pac-12 champion. Now let me tell you, the Big 12 is about to get dicey. Texas is not invincible either at all. Did you watch that game, by the way, on Saturday?
No, not much of it. What
did you see the final score?
No.
Check it right now. I want to see your face.
Of Texas?
What do you remember about it?
Not really anything, to be honest.
I'll tell you this. Texas was up like 26-3 at one point. Something like that. Texas was up 26-3, I believe.
What time did they play?
Late.
Oh, that's why I didn't pay any attention to it.
Yeah, they were up 26-6.
Dang.
TCU outscored them 20-3 in the second half. Texas is very, very beatable. And boys, they play at Iowa State next week. Iowa State's hot. Very hot.
They are hot. They are hot.
Iowa State has been playing very good. They only have 2 losses in the Big 12. They lost to Kansas a couple weeks ago, but it was a really good game. Kansas is solid. But they've won a lot of games recently. They're hot. They're at home. All I'm saying is I'm putting Texas on fraud watch. I don't think they're the best team.
Please let something happen to Michigan or Ohio State, though. I don't want to see both of those teams in the freaking playoff again. They're both just.
I don't think that's possible.
They'll both get beat in the freaking semifinals, just like last year. Neither of those teams are good. They're not good. JJ McCarthy is not good.
Gosh.
Kyle McCord is not good.
Yeah.
If CJ Stroud was on this Ohio State team, they would be really good, but he's not.
You know what? You know what's going to happen here is Arizona's going to mess around and get the Pac-12 in. Like, they're turning into a good win all of a sudden.
Yeah, they are good.
Washington has a win at Arizona, and that's going to play a major role.
I would much rather see Washington and Oregon both get in than Michigan and Ohio State both get in.
Yeah. I'm making a bold call right now, Griff.
Go ahead.
The Big 12 doesn't get in the playoff.
The Big 12 or Big 10?
Big 12. No, the Big 10's getting in. There's no way they don't get in.
I mean, it would be sick
unless Michigan lost because then I was saying, yeah, that one of those teams, but they're only getting one. The Big 12's not getting in.
I mean, the Big 12's only chance is Texas.
They're not getting in. I think Texas is losing. If they play Kansas State in the Big 12 championship, they will lose to them.
Who do they? They play
at Iowa State, bro, and then Texas Tech. They'll beat Texas Tech at home, but
I don't know, dude. Texas Tech is.
They'll beat Texas Tech at home.
They stink, but also at the same time, I don't know.
But yeah, man. I mean, I think Texas is losing at some point, whether it's next week or in the Big 12 championship. They're going to be out. There's always some tomfoolery that happens that first weekend of December in the title games. There's never just been like a stretch of title games where the team that we expected to win just wins.
What is Iowa's record?
8-2.
Okay, they have lost 2 games. For a second, I was scared and thought they'd only lost 1. I was like, nightmare scenario. They should
have only lost 1. They got screwed on that punt return.
They did get boned
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
punt
No,
return.
they should,
I had
they should
them in
be
that
9 and
game
1.
too.
They should be 9 and 1. That's what's
That's
hilarious
crazy.
about it.
What if they win the Big Ten and they look back on that and they're like, dude, screw that.
Yeah, they'd file a freaking lawsuit on that official. Yeah, we could have some chaos as long as Georgia wins out. I'll accept the chaos.
No, it's so awesome. If we just do our job, then it doesn't matter. But I feel like if we make it to SEC championship and play a close game, no matter what, we're getting in.
I think it depends. We would need Texas to lose because, well, we need more than that to lose. We might get in over Oregon in that scenario.
I think we get in over Oregon.
I think because with Bo Nix being the Heisman, people are acting like if Bama won the SEC and Oregon won the Pac-12, that Oregon would get in over them. Those people are delusional.
I think the Pac-12 shine has diminished just a little bit throughout the year.
Because like the biggest market, the biggest brand was supposed to be the best team, and they're not.
UCLA also is pretty bad.
They're about to fire Chip Kelly.
Colorado obviously is not good.
But
Arizona is like one of the better teams. Utah is okay.
But for real, tell me you agree or not. No shot ever in no world or realm would Oregon get in over Bama if that was the two teams left for the final spot and Bama won the SEC championship.
Oh,
no percent chance.
No,
people were acting like on Twitter that Oregon would get in that scenario.
No
way.
No chance.
Way. Yeah.
Oregon would not have a win even close to what Bama would have over us in the SEC championship.
They're just hoping. They're just hoping at that point. Like it's like, no, Oregon will get in, and you're just trying to justify because you don't want to see Bama in. I don't want to see Bama in either. I don't care. Like, but I'm not going to be delusional about it. You think Bama's getting left out if they win the SEC? Y'all are on crack. The only possibility of them getting left out if they won the SEC would be undefeated Big Ten champ, undefeated Florida State, Washington wins that, wins the Pac-12, and then Texas wins out because Texas would get that spot over them. You have to.
That would be the only team that could.
The only possible way.
If all those teams were undefeated, yeah, they would, and then Texas would get in over them because they did beat them
at home. Yeah, you could not put them in.
Yeah, impossible to do so.
So yeah, it's the final year of the regular playoff, man. It's going to be a battle for 4, and people are like, "Well, this is why we need expansion." No, this is why we're talking about this. There's no reason to battle the expansionists at this point because they won. But next year we won't be talking about these big games coming up because
just wait until we get to the end of the season next year and no games matter. Just wait.
We're going to be talking about who's getting in freaking Louisville or UCF or some bull crap like that.
Which is not near as fun. So enjoy it while you can this year, and then I can't wait for everyone to tell us that we're right after.
They hear this and they're like, "Oh, you know, all these good teams. This is why we need a 16 playoff." And then it's just like you're just playing like this weekend against Tennessee. That's how all the weekends are going to be. It's just for pride and like bragging rights, which is fun. It's always fun to do that. But you're not adding anything by adding the playoffs, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So whatever. Really, I mean. We lost.
At this point, I think they're just trying anything they can to keep the dogs out of it. I mean, but who's going to stop us at this point?
It's going to take somebody beating us. All right, Griff, that was a good show. Got a lot talked about there. Got a little playoff rant, which is always good. It's always fun. I mean, it's fun.
No, that's always fun. This is such a good time.
And every year we're like, there's going to be too many teams that we're not going to know who gets in. And it never, ever, ever works out that way.
And last year, what was the only argument was TCU or Bama. And Bama had 2 losses.
Ohio State to get in instead of Bama. That's what it was.
And they had 1 loss. It was
TCU was getting in. Yeah. All right. Well, let's remember, November is when pretenders are exposed, and we still have 2 full weekends of November football. And there's a lot of good games to be played. There's a lot of these teams out there that have some tough games. I don't want to be that guy, but Florida State does go to the Swamp the last week of the season at night.
You want to circle that one. You'll want to circle that one and make sure you see the line.
There's something to be said about a wounded animal. Billy Napier knows he's coaching for his job. The players know that, and I think they like Napier because Napier's a good guy. All I'm saying is be wary. And the Iron Bowl is in Auburn.
And Auburn
randomly dropped a 50
week.
burger.
They showed a little live last week.
They randomly dropped a 50 burger on the road.
Versus an Arkansas team who we thought maybe had gotten their groove back a little bit.
No, I never thought that.
I never did either, honestly. But some people did. They got a win over Florida.
Yeah, Florida's dead too. That's the problem with Florida, but they're wounded animal mode.
I mean, and they hate Florida State. They want to win that game. So
a lot of good football left. Soak it in, folks. Soak it in. All right, that's Bastion Street Boys. Love you guys. Go Dogs. Let's absolutely murder Tennessee. Murder.